Hello everyone, I'm Bruffy1322 and today I wanted to give a little update about a change to my sub badges on Twitch and by extension my member badges on YouTube, while also giving a little bit of history about me and the games that I played growing up. So when I was young, maybe around 6 or 7 years old, the first gaming console I ever got was the Sega Mega Drive, and one of the first games I had for it was Micro Machines 2. And it quickly became my favourite game at that time. For those who don't know, Micro Machines had you racing around locations in small cars, from dining room tables with circuits mapped out by Ps, to pool tables with moving queues and playing cards to ramp up on the sides. You'd be able to race in a wide variety of vehicles around a wide variety of tracks. It was one of the first ever racing games I played, and probably alongside my family always having F1 on the TV, initially developed my love for racing. 2 games followed with Micro Machines Military, a similar experience but with vehicles that could shoot each other, and Micro Machines 2 96 edition, which was an enhanced version of the original with new cars, game modes, tracks, and even a race creator. That updated version was my favourite game for a long time, and as a kid I absolutely adored it. I'd spend hours in the race creator, and I think the little details that the devs added to the tracks just really made it the immersive experience, especially considering this was all happening in 1996 when games weren't exactly known to be very immersive. So fast forward around 25 years and I've had sub badges on Twitch for the last 7 years now. Again, a quick primer for those who don't know, these are badges that show next to people's names in chat when they subscribe on Twitch. Later, YouTube would add memberships, which are equivalent to Twitch subscriptions, and there are badges for those who become members here as well. Now, when I was partnered on Twitch and got access to sub badges, it was in the early days of me racing in GTA. We had the original crew I created for that purpose, Nonchalant Dominance, to which Snoopy was the mascot, because you can't get much more nonchalant than Snoopy, and I just liked Snoopy. So someone randomly created a little Snoopy icon for me to use as a temporary badge, but it kind of stuck around and evolved over the years with different colours based on how long you've been subscribed on Twitch or been a member on YouTube. But it's never really fit my channel very well. It is quite random really, and it doesn't really mean much when taking into account everything that I do on my channel now. So for a while I've been thinking about what I could potentially change the badges to. There's the usual racing related ideas like different coloured helmets or racing flags, but they always just felt so generic and just something that you could probably find on any other racing related channel. If I was going to change Snoopy, it would have to be something that meant something to me. And one morning I just had a flash of inspiration. Thinking back to those old Micro Machines games and the sheer number of different vehicles that you raced with, I wondered if they could be adapted into subscriber badges. I even still have the original physical games from back then, so I downloaded an emulator and loaded them up, and the nostalgia hit was real. Hearing the music and the sounds during the races, seeing all the intro screens and all these amazing tracks again, it was pretty awesome, to be honest, even now. And over the last few weeks, I've been going through the process of first extracting all the vehicles by way of screenshots and then cutting everything out but the cars, recolouring them with the help of Phil, one of my mods, and resizing them so that they'd work as badges, which was easier said than done to make them still look good at the smallest 18 by 18 pixel size required. For some cars, I'd even have to play through some of the game to get to races where they would pop up. And to be honest, I enjoyed doing that now just as much as I did when I was a kid. It's fair to say that it took a decent amount of time and effort, but I'm pleased with how it all turned out. So without further ado, here are the new sub badges for my channel on Twitch. Now, Twitch have added a lot more options over the years, like being able to have a different badge for every 6 months of subscription tenure, but it didn't make sense to use them all when it was previously just the same Snoopy icon with different colours. But as of right now, I used almost all the options that were available and still had plenty of vehicles from the games left. I chose the vehicles that I thought would work best, and also tried to come up with some sort of progression system that made sense. So now new subscribers start in an orange go-kart and after 3 months progress to the purple off-roader. Then it's a pink buggy for 6 months and a pink bug for 9 months, before graduating to a red convertible at 1 year and then a red supercar at 1.5 years. From that point on, the vehicle changes every 6 months and the colour changes every year. So the colour is a quick way to determine length, and the vehicle type gives a bit more info, while also serving as a fresh new badge every 6 months instead of having to wait a full year. I also tried to group similar vehicles together too within the same year, for example the ATV and snowmobile, the dump truck and monster truck, or the plane and the fighter jet. On Twitch, currently the longest subscribers are at the 7-year range, so have golden tanks. But in the final stages, we get some race cars with the Ron Blue Rally and Le Mans cars for 8 years, the purple classic F1 car for 9 years, and finally the orange modern F1 car for 10 years, which I think is a nice finish as it mirrors the orange go-kart from the very start of the subscription. Now, unfortunately, YouTube memberships have significantly less options for badges, topping out at 2 years instead of 10, so I'll have to figure out which badges to use over here. I'll probably start with the kart and off-roader and maybe skip everything else until just going straight to the race cars at the end. But keep an eye out for members leaving comments in videos and you'll see the badges there as well. Now, all of these badges can be seen in full glory on my website at bruffy.com/badges, with the added benefit of being able to click any of the badges to see the original stylized versions of the vehicle from the original games. And of course, if you want these badges next to your name in YouTube comments, you can become a member here by clicking the join button or by subscribing on Twitch. While it's been difficult to get rid of the Snoopy badges we've had for so long, the fact that these come from my childhood and from the games that helped spark my love of racing make it a bit easier to do the switch. I know they won't be relevant to everyone or perhaps be as recognisable as something more simple like helmets, such that without this video people might not even know where they came from, but they're so intrinsic to my past and part of why I'm even here in the first place, and being able to bring a part of my past into my present really has been a great thing, and I've really enjoyed working on these new badges, so I really hope you enjoy them. Thanks for watching everyone and for the continued support, and I'll see you next time.